Hello, my beautiful beard growing friends. So today we're going to talk about when beard oil expires. Now, beard oil is something that I didn't necessarily get into until a little bit later on in my beard growing journey. I was walking about in Adelaide markets, just where I live, and I saw a guy with a beautiful beard, and I was like, how do you make your beard beautiful? And he said, use beard oil. So instead of buying some, I made my own. This is my own mixture: jojoba oil, argan oil, coconut oil, and essential oils. And I think it's a fantastic thing to do. It costs me a fraction of the price of commercially available ones, but I will be reviewing other beard oils, commercially available beard oils in the future. So check out those videos when they come out. But I make one of these, and I end up with like 5 bottles. And I was always concerned about them going off before I actually get to use them. So in this video, we're going to talk about how long beard oils last, and essentially also how you can make them last longer if you are making your own. And this video is based on an article on beardgrowingpro.com. So go check out that, and you will have a ton more information. I've got all of the lists of essential oils, carrier oils, their lifespans, and answer the most frequently asked questions about when beard oils go off or expire or how long they last. It's all in that article. Go check it out. Okay, so the simple answer to this is your beard oil will expire when the carrier oil expires, really, because in like a normal beard oil, it exists of kind of 2 things: a carrier oil and an essential oil. So the carrier oil is what is kind of the majority component of the oil. In this case, it's jojoba oil and coconut oil. In your beard oil, it may be a little bit different. So go check out the manufacturer and be like, okay, what's in it? And whatever the main ingredient is on the ingredient list, that's normally the first one, that will kind of dictate the lifespan and shelf life of your beard oil. So I've got a few examples here of common beard oil ingredients. So jojoba oil is what I use in here, and it lasts the longest. So that's about 2 to 3 years, which is why I love it. I can make a big old batch, and I know that I've got about a 3-year shelf life before anything weird happens to it. And then the next one is argan oil. Argan oil is about 6 months once it's opened. And so that is a much shorter shelf life than jojoba oil. So if you've got a beard oil, or you're thinking about buying a beard oil with majority argan oil in it, just make sure you only buy enough to last you about 6 months. And that could be about a 1 ounce bottle, or what's that, 28 gram bottle, 28 litre, 30 litre bottle, no, not litre, milliliter, 38 milliliter bottle of beard oil. And that should last you about 6 months. And so another one is coconut oil, and I got here that it depends on whether it's refined or virgin. And all the studies that I could find are that if you use refined one, it lasts about 18 months, which is okay. But if you use virgin coconut oil, apparently the shelf life is anywhere between 3 and 5 years, depending on how much oxygen and stuff get into it. So not only does the beard oil type matter, but how it's treated matters as well. And that's true for like sunflower oil, castor oil, all of these different oils. If you treat them a little bit differently, or they're refined or whatever, it can significantly affect the shelf life. So go check out the article, because I've gone through not only the ones I've listed here, but another 5 or 6 different majority component beard oil ingredients, which you can check against your beard oil to see when it should go off. And the last little bit is not only in here is carrier oils, which is the majority component, but also essential oils. Essential oils sort of impart some sort of sometimes therapeutic properties, like they contain antibacterial essential oils. Some of them have got anti-inflammatory kind of action, some of it backed up by science, some of it not so backed up by science. But also, the reason I think I like it the most is because they impart smell. Like, I love peppermint, I like vanilla, I like the sandalwood ones, and essential oils also have their own expiry date and shelf life. So what you've got to do is make sure that essential oils, even though they're a little tiny, five drops in something like this, make sure you're not using a lower end essential oil in terms of shelf life, and that is the citruses. I found that in my research for this article, which I've now turned into a video, the citrus ones, so the mandarin, the lemon, they last for about a year, whereas the sandalwood can last anywhere between 6 and 8 years. So you do have to kind of bear that in mind. It's not really a massive sort of detail, because I think the majority component of your oil will dictate really when it goes off. So yeah, have a look at the ingredient list, match it to what your beard oil contains, and you'll get an idea of the rough shelf life of your beard oil. But the great thing is that the shortest one I could find was about 6 months, and the longest one I could find was about 2 to 3 years, which was the jojoba oil. And then add jojoba oil and sandalwood. The sandalwood lasts for like 6 to 8 years, so it's not going to be a problem at all. Yeah, if you've got citrus, lemon, I think peppermint was on there as well, but those kind of citrusy essential oils, they're going to last a lot less. But sort of look at whether or not your coconut oil is virgin or extra refined, and that will give you the idea of whether or not your beard oil will last in your cupboard. Now, let's have a look how you can tell if your beard oil has gone off. There are 4 ways to tell if your beard oil has gone off, and the first 2 I think are very important. It's smell. So if you've noticed that your oil has started to smell rancid, like, can you sniff it and sort of enjoy it? If you start to not enjoy the smell of your beard oil because it's turned sour, rancid, that sort of thing, then that's a great indication that your beard oil has gone off. The second one is irritation. So when you get a beard oil, I don't know if you do this, but it's a great thing to do, is get a beard oil and just test it on this part of your arm, and just let it sit there for like 30 seconds or so, and just notice for any reactions. And luckily I've never had a reaction to any beard oils or essential oils that I've made, but you may. So if you buy a beard oil and it gives you an irritation or a reaction, don't use it. But it may change over time. So as beard oils break down, they actually turn into smaller molecules, and those smaller molecules could actually become an irritant or a sensitizing agent for you. So yeah, if you've noticed that your face is starting to get a little bit more irritated or more red, or any sort of discomfort, that could be a sign that your beard oil has gone off. A third way is consistency. So beard oil, it's meant to be nice and drippy and smooth, and it's meant to be like obviously oily. So if you notice that it's really thickened up, like the consistency is increased or decreased, which is probably more likely, because the reason oils are oily is because they've got nice big long molecules that interact with each other, and it kind of slips and slides and you get that oily texture. As your beard oil breaks down, the molecules get shorter and shorter, and so if it becomes runnier, if it becomes sort of like gritty even, or if you start to notice it separating, that could be a clue to the fact that your beard oil is expiring. So consistency, and you rub it in your hands before applying it. If that feeling changes, just swap it out. And the last way is color. Now, color isn't a huge one for me because I always use these dark containers. But if I do notice a darkening or a yellowing of my beard oil, that is normally an indication to me that it is in the final stages of its life and I should get rid of it. So yeah, just check out the color. Like I said, I think it's the darkening and the yellowing that you should really be concerned about. And if you've noticed a significant change in color, once again, swap it out. Now I want to talk about how you actually increase the shelf life of your beard oil. And there's some very simple ways to do it. Essentially, you need to make sure that no oxygen or moisture gets into this bottle. And if you're using it regularly, you want to minimize the amount of moisture and oxygen getting into this bottle. So you'll notice that I use quite small containers. You can even find smaller ones than this. Now the thing is that each time you open and close the bottle, you are letting in tiny bits of oxygen and moisture. And as you use up your beard oil, so mine's down to here at the moment, more and more beard oil is exposed to more and more oxygen and moisture. So as you use more beard oil, the exposure and the decay of the beard oil will get faster and faster. So use smaller bottles. That's the first one. If you've got a big bottle of beard oil, you can decant into smaller ones. And that's what I like to do if I buy any massive amount of product, is just decant it or scoop it out and put it in a smaller container. And I found that makes my beard oils last much longer, because I'm literally just minimizing the exposure to oxygen and moisture. The second thing is dark UV proof containers. So I use dark glass always for beard oils, and that's because I don't like the light coming in. UV light, as a chemist, I know it just destroys stuff so quickly and easily. You only have to look at garden furniture to see how bad UV is for anything that's outdoors or exposed to it. So I like to keep it in dark containers, and I put those dark containers in a cupboard. I don't leave them on a windowsill. I don't leave them it always goes into a dark cupboard, and that means that the UV light can no longer break down the beard oil. And the last way is heat. So in Australia, where I'm based, it can easily get to about 40 degrees in the summer, and sometimes that lasts for more than about 5 days. And the hotter the kind of temperature, the quicker the beard oil will decay. Now, as a chemist, I can tell you that the general rule of thumb is that for every 10 degrees increase that you expose something to, the reaction rate doubles. That's a general rule of thumb. So if you live in a cold climate, no problem, you can leave it out on the bench, that sort of stuff. It's not going to have too much of a problem. But for each 10 degrees that you increase the temperature in that room, your beard oil is potentially going to decay at a faster double rate. So, here it's 30 degrees in the summer, and that's going to mean that it's going to be much, much faster decay in this than if this same bowl is in the UK, which is where my sort of home country is, where I was born, where, it can 10, 15. It's always drizzly and horrible though. So beard oil lasts longer. So there's always a silver lining to bad weather, isn't it? Your beard oil will last longer. You just have to put up with the drizzle and the English people. So there we have it. That's everything you need to know about beard oil and when it expires. Go check out the article where I have so much more information. I have so much more research-based facts for you about your beard oil. So go check that out. And if this video has been helpful, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, all of that lovely YouTube stuff, because I want to share my beard knowledge with everyone. And I hope that this video helped you. All right, then I shall see you in the next video.